Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Formula One. We are here for the Nigerian Grand Prix. It's the full race here today as everyone is waiting in their garages to get out and line up on the grid. But of course, some people making their way onto the circuit a bit early here, waiting on the track, just setting their minds. And everyone has different, techniques to get prepared for this race. It's a crucial one in the championship. Oyinkro leads up at the front. Red Bull will be hoping to give everything to Gonzalez to try and catch up and not be caught by the Koenigsegg pair over here. They are both charging in the championship at the moment. So will we see another win today as they've locked out the front row once again? I can't remember the last time it wasn't the Koenigsegg front row. But the crowd here, always good here. The first time coming to Nigeria. So it's a bit of a mystery for the racing today.
When we face challenges, it can be easy to lose our way, to let adversity win. But together, anything is possible. We evolve as the competition evolves. We make our mark, our way. We push our limits every single day. We keep moving forwards and we refuse to stop, ever.
Deep down, I knew this was going to come, so thanks. Thanks for having my back.
Together, nothing is off limits. Together, we never stand still. Together, we're unstoppable.
And for anyone who thought I left, I never left.
And that's a big crash. Cornwall up in the air. And that is a big collision there. I think he might be out of the Grand Prix here with this one. So a lot of drivers waiting in the pit lane. They closed the pit lane for a bit, so they're now waiting to go out on track and line up on the grid. Of course, you can see your constructors and drivers leaders. Oyinkro leading the Drivers' Championship and Porsche with 3 drivers, but still 2 on the grid, of course, leading the constructors. Oyinkro, you can see, leads by quite a fair margin. I think 30-something points, 31 points, maybe 32 points to Gonzalez in second. Leclerc further back as well, but the 2 Koenigsegg boys are the main ones that we should look towards in the championship because they have a really fast car. Since probably like around Germany time, they have been extremely fast. So your boy and his teammate Ahmed will be hoping to secure another 1-2 victory, but could they get in the way of each other as they're both looking for that title this season? Your boy for his 3rd and Ahmed for his 2nd to equal the record of Summerfuse, and your boy is currently in this championship season. Charles Leclerc, he didn't have the best qualifying, neither did Gonzalez. They start far down the order in terms of qualifying for today. Gonzalez down in 10th. I'm not sure where Charles Leclerc starts at the moment, but we're going to take you through the track for today. Of course, we've never been here before, so we take you through the start finish straight and then into a turn 1. We go downhill braking. You got to get on the curb and then turn in. It's a bit of a long right hander there. You got to get on the curb, make sure you use it to rotate the car, and then as you go up, it's straight into the left hander for the chicane at turn 2, and then into 3, a quick 90-degree right hander, and then you go onto a little straight, and then after that, another downhill, not really braking section. This part is more or less flat out into bridge 1 at that sign there, uphill into the ORW bridge through this next chicane there. And as you move through that, it's just as you come uphill, it's straight back to downhill. A bit of a roller coaster, this track here in Abuja, Nigeria, as we now go back uphill into a left-hander after that right-hander. So a bit of a tricky one in terms of the G-forces and especially the hands of the drivers. They got to really focus in the corners, make sure they don't lose concentration, lose balance in the grip of the car so they can turn the car exactly how they want to. Then through sector 2 we go, a bit of a straight there, but then it goes into, after that set of right-handers out of that uphill section, another right-hander into a very sharp left-hander there. Then it's a medium kind of straight there into one of the last few corners on the track. No curb until you get to the corner. And then as you make your way around, you start to see the pits lane over there on the left hand side. Then it's the last straight. It's not really a straight because you got a few left kinks and right kinks, and then eventually, after you make your way through this next section, you lead into the last braking zone of the track. And it's once again, you guessed it, downhill braking. It's very tricky for the drivers to guess. If you get it wrong, you go straight on into the very tight walls here in Nigeria. And then as you make your way through that long left-hander, it's back up to a bit of an uphill elevation. And then onto the long straight, the longest straight off this track, and across the line you go. So that is the Nigeria Formula One track. So now I think it's time to take you through the starting grid for today's race. Skittles lines up at the back next to Adrian in 24th position. Up ahead then, we've got Patrick Koenigsegg in 22nd, followed by I Am Turbo in 21st place. Up 2 more positions we go to the McLaren of Musa next to Racing God in 19th place. Then it's Nahel, not the best of qualifying session for him, and especially for Monty Clark down in P17 for this one. Further up we go, it's then the other Mercedes of Nahel. He starts next to Arslan in P15. Now into the top 15 we go. It's Aaron Connolly. Not an impressive session from him, but he starts next to Monkey on Cloud over in 13th after a DNF in qualifying. Then it's Lando Norris just up ahead of him next to Ethan, who just misses out on the top 10. Then into the top 10 we go. It's going to be Gonzalez. Not the best of qualifying sessions for him in terms of the difference to his teammate. He starts next to Ali in P9. Then it's Shep Leclerc in 8th, followed by Wyatt Marshall, had a much better qualifying than his teammate, up in 7th place. After that is Sari, once again, doing much better than his teammate. Same goes for Sam, P6 and P5 respectively. Then the top 2 rows, the second row here, Porsche, all on the second row, Oinkro third, Nuben Nunes 4th, and on the front row, it's a front row lockout for Koenigsegg. I almost said Porsche there, for Koenigsegg here at the Nigerian Grand Prix.
It's what sets you apart. In the moment of truth. It's the unstoppable force that carries you forward. The clarity in the chaos. The will to push through. The drive that never stops. It's the sharp focus that turns doubt into action. Transforming every second into fuel for greatness. It's the inner voice, reminding you that you are designed to win. Tag Heuer.
So now we're taking you down the grid here for this race. The tyre choice is pretty similar. Loads of drivers, not really any hard tyres you see on the grid there, mainly the softs or the super softs. I think the super softs is the way to go because the hards can take you a very long way in this race. We do see a hard there from, I think that is Aaron Connolly. So maybe he could be going for an extra long stint, waiting for a safety car. They are pretty prone here. The racing is very edgy over here on this circuit. You could, with a bit of contact, cause a crash. So let's get into the race. So the formation lap has been completed, and all we wait for is those 5 little bright red lights. And the Nigerian Grand Prix is officially underway, your boy. It's a very good start from him, side by side with his teammate, almost 3 wide. Oinkro trying to get the move done on the outside of Ahmed Silla. Into turn 1 they go, and it's going to be your boy down the inside of his teammate. He gets up into first place already. Oinkro under pressure from his teammate there in behind, and he's looking for the move on Ahmed Silla. UK ball in behind him as well, but they all stay single file for now through this first section, and I think That was Gonzalez almost making the overtake as they go into the ORW bridge. And now up this uphill section they go. Oyinkro's starting to fall a bit behind from Ahmed Silabi's closing in now. Does he have it in him to make the move on the Italian here? And he goes for it on the outside and he gets the overtake. Up into second place he goes. It's a brilliant move from the Porsche, the championship leader, up into second place in this Grand Prix. That was a crucial overtake from him there. And Sam is still waiting in fifth place, trying to put the pressure on UK Ball just up ahead of him here. So after lap 1, your boy leads to Oyinkro, to Silla, who lost 2 positions on the looping lap. Sam, was he forced off the track there on the straight by UK Ball? Into turn 1 they go, downhill braking, and he's just about held on to the position, the Porsche. Sam, he'll have to try again on a later lap, or later in this lap, even as Oyinkro's right behind your boy there as they go uphill. It was a bit of a scary move he almost made there on the Koenigsegg. He looked to the outside now to the inside. They are still trying to swap, trying to find the correct racing line, the right one to take the best exit and carry the best speed through sector 2. That is the most fast and flowing section of this track as they go now into the final sector. Ahmed Silabi's not got the pace, it seems, early on this race. Maybe the tyre warming is something he's struggled with this race so far. As Gonzalez, he's been done. He's down now into 11th place. Can he get the move done on the McLaren? He's right behind him, faking to the right, going to the left, and going to the inside of Lando Norris. He gets the overtake done. Back up into P10 he goes, but on the straight, I think he might get done again. Monkey on Cloud, no, he gets up into 11th place. So Gonzalez is safe for now, and your boy still leads up at the front, but he's very close in contention for this win to Oyinkro in second place. As there goes Sari looking for the overtake on the Ferrari up ahead. I'm not sure he made the move stick there, but they're all making their way through this next section into Bridge 1 and through ORW Bridge. Here comes Namza on the outside. Can he get the move done? But it's contact between Connolly and Nahal up ahead, and this virtual safety car has been called. Racing God and Patrick O'Donoghue both out early on in this Grand Prix, so that has caused a full course yellow. The virtual safety car here, not a full safety car, but the pace will slow for now. Oyinkro was almost about to make a move, I think, on your boy, but now as they move through the final corner and onto the straight, the virtual safety car will be coming to an end. So can Oyinkro get a good start here on your boy? It seems like he has, waiting in the slipstream, going to the outside. A bit of a movement there from your boy, but then he goes up into first place. It's a brilliant overtake from the Brit there, and there goes Ahmed Silla down the inside. Your boy losing 2 positions off that restart. So it's seeming like whoever starts first after any kind of start here is going to lose out, as there goes your boy back to the outside of his teammate. A brilliant overtake from the Frenchman on the Italian, and now he's going to be chasing down the Brit up ahead, the championship leader in this 2032 season. Ahmed Silla will be doing his best to stay right behind him there. And UK Ball, he's a further 2 seconds behind him, who's a further 3 seconds ahead of Sam in 5th place. That is your top 5 after this virtual safety car restart here. Sari's up into P7, but in behind him, a further 4 seconds is going to be Ali, who's somehow managing to hold off that Red Bull, who's second in the championship of Oscar Gonzalez. This is not good for his championship fight, because his championship rival is leading the Grand Prix as it stands right now. So it's going to be an interesting one as we make our way to the first round of pit stops. Of course, only lap 5 here of 29. There's still, I reckon, about 5 more laps until we see some pit stops in this one. Of course, many people starting on the softs, a few starting on the super softs, and one of them is Oyinkro, probably why he's pulling away so early in this Grand Prix. As there goes Adrian looking for the overtake on Skittles there. Can he get to the inside at turn 1? Almost contact between the 2 of them, but there goes Skittles around the outside, and he comes back at him there, and he's back into P21 in this Grand Prix. Here comes Iron Turbo right behind the Hussein Racing car as they made their way through Bridge 1 and into the ORW bridge. But uphill section they go, and it's still going to be Iron Turbo behind this Hussein Racing car. Arslan, of course, he won back in Australia, but with an illegal car. to which he was disqualified, and he's, I think, the only F2 champion, technically. Oh, there's a virtual safety car, and that is Monty Clark, and it's going to be Musa out of the Grand Prix at one of the final few corners at this track, and that is 2 more out so far in this one. Loads of people into the pit lane now. We said it was going to be the lap 10, but now the virtual safety car has changed a lot. A few pieces of tyre degradation you can see on the tyres, and that is going to be a call to come into the box, to come into the pit lane here as the virtual safety car is out. And surprisingly, Porsche do not pit Oyinkro here, but as the virtual safety car comes to an end, you would have known that he might have missed that pit stop, and the ability to take that kind of semi-free pit stop there. You lose less time in the pits under yellow flags, but your boy now, he is starting to catch and gain in on the Porsche here. So as we move our way through the end of lap 6 and onto lap 7, could your boy be making the overtake to get back up into first place, the place that he took on lap 1 from Ahmed Silla on the outside line, the better traction, and he gets up into first. But there goes Oyinkro. He dives it into the pit lane very early in this one. Could he have stayed out a bit longer? Probably not on those super softs. The soft tyres just that little bit better in the race as it stands at the moment. Sam will overtake him. Oyinkro's going to be probably around that P10 area, maybe. Depends what happens. Will Gonzalez be able to overtake him? Yes, he will. We're at Marshall further back. He gets the move on him. And Nahel now, he is going to be his teammate for next season. He goes to the outside onto the grass, side by side, and he gets it before they get to the corner. That might be crucial. Nahel, he's up into 8th place. Oyinkro now, he's being held up. The outlap is probably critical here. He needs that undercut, and there he goes for the outside move through the 2 bridges there, up across the RW bridge, and he makes the move back up into P8 now, and it's once again a front row, well not front row, 1-2 as it stands for Koenigsegg, with UK Ball over in P3, Sam in P4, Chapeleclerc P5, and Gonzalez doing not too bad at the moment. He's up in P6 and ahead of his championship rival, albeit not made a pit stop yet. But Oyinkro now, he'll be hoping to chase down the drivers up ahead, and hopefully that there will be no pit stop shenanigans with the others, including safety cars, which could put him behind, as there goes Sam and UK Ball into the pit lane, probably onto the hard tyres as well. That seems to be the set in stone strategy for today's Grand Prix. Is Oyinkro now, he's up into 6th place, but there goes Lando Norris. What a move down the inside of Namzar. They were both up into the points as it stands right now. Both Mercedes drivers, they have not made a pit stop either, but a safety car could change it all, as there goes Nahel there to the outside. Oh, a brilliant move there from the Mercedes, and Lando Norris, does he have an answer? No, he doesn't. Around the outside went the Frenchman there, and he got the move up into P6. We're going to get a replay of the race start now. What a move that was from the Mercedes driver, but this was it. Ahmed Silla didn't cover off the outside, the inside line well enough, and your boy, he was always going to make the move on the inside there. Or he tried to stick his nose in on the outside, but that was going to be too much, and he probably wouldn't have been done by his teammate there. But there went your boy up into first place. Ahmed Silla, not a very good start from a rookie mistake not to cover off the inside, especially as he's got a 2-time world champion on the 2nd position there. But that was the race start, as everyone now is off into the pit lane here. Chapeleclerc's in, Gonzalez is in, and now Oyinkro will pass them and he'll get up into P3, but the safety car means that eventually he will be 3rd place, despite being second, or maybe not 3rd place. It depends on whether Koenigsegg go for a double stack here, because if they double stack, Silla will have to wait longer in the pit lane. Thankfully, none of them have any penalties to serve, but this could mean that if he's quick enough, or coming round the final corner of Oyinkro, he could make the overtake on Ahmed Silla. And if he doesn't, he'll be down to 3rd place, and probably it will be no hope from there. As the safety car comes in, there's no grid slots to make overtakes on. It's just single file to the line, so they might run away. So this is his only chance here to get the move done on one of the Koenigseggs. You see him round in the final corner on the mini-map there, as your boy, he'll probably be pitting off of those soft tyres unless they want to stay out and go for a different strategy. But I Am Turbo and Skittles both lapped in this Grand Prix. We're going to get another replay of what happened to Monkey on Cloud. This is what caused the safety car. He moved through this uphill section, didn't turn the car enough, and there he was into the barriers. It's a bit of an unfortunate one from Monkey on Cloud. Maybe just a loss of grip there. You can see him almost full lock on the steering wheel, but he didn't want to go full lock. Otherwise, it would have had massive oversteer through that uphill section, maybe causing even a more catastrophic crash. But there goes Armadillo. He's out the pit lane, and he is behind Oyinkro there. Oyinkro up into P2, so he still has a chance for this race win at the moment. So we'll take you through the grid. Everyone is on the hard tyres. So your boy's in first, followed by Oyinkro, then Armadillo. After that, we've got Chape Leclerc, followed by Gonzalez, who started 10th, and he's already up into 5th. Seems like him and Sam have swapped positions almost in this Grand Prix right now. Sari doing very well up in 6th place. Then he's being followed by UK Ball, who unfortunately due to the safety car has jumped back a few positions. After that, it's Aaron Connolly with a 5-second penalty. I'm not sure what for. That may be reviewed after the race if they have the valid information and things to decline this 5-second penalty. Ali is over in 9th place, and then it's Sam rounding off your top 10 there. Of course, they're all on hard tyres. In 11th place, it's Adrian, who started last and surprisingly has made his way up almost into the top 10. So a good comeback so far for him. 13 positions gained at the moment. We're at Marshall. He started 7th, I'm pretty sure, and now he's down to 12th. A lot of drivers affected dearly by that safety car. Of course, the most wins at this circuit is Gonzalez. Oh, wait, not at this circuit. The most wins this season is Gonzalez. He's got 3 wins. 1 in China. 1 came at the British Grand Prix. And then that famous comeback from P22 on the grid, if I'm not mistaken, all the way up to 1st by the end of the Grand Prix. Oyinkro coming in 2nd in that one. So that was a good one for the championship battle. So continuing with the grid, it's going to be Nahel over in 13th position. He's gained some places off of that start. He started 16th, I'm pretty sure. Then after Nahel, it's going to be Lando Norris over in 14th. He has probably been another one affected by the pit stops at the safety car. After that, it's going to be Ethan. Not quite sure where he started. I think he started just outside the top 10. So another one affected by the pit stops. Then we've got Namzar. He's gained up a few positions. After that, it's Arslan, followed by I Am Turbo, who is lapped, but is unlapping himself as we speak right now. And the same goes for Skittles, down in the on-track last position in 19th. But the actual last position is Patrick O'Donoghue, who DNF'd, I'm pretty sure in the early laps. Him and Racing God came into collision. And then the other 2 DNFs, which happened at the same time, Monty Clark and Musa. I think Clark had caused that incident over at one of the final corners, the corner that they're actually going into now. As you can see, the drivers up there. And then Monkey on Cloud, we saw the replay of his violent crash into the barriers over at the uphill section in Sector 1. So as they make their way through the final couple of corners now, I think we might just be getting underway. It depends if the lapped cars have unlapped themselves yet or not. I think they're still going on, so we might have one more lap of safety car action, which is of course not the best and most interesting action, but it's needed to make sure everything is safe on track and that all the drivers are on the lead lap. Unfortunately for I Am Turbo, when he pit, he came out behind the safety car, meaning he was lapped, but he wasn't really lapped on track. And we're going to get a replay of what happened to UK Ball, surprisingly. He went into the wall. Oh, that was a bit of a strange one. Oversteer into turn 1. So that means probably got some damage. He had to cut the chicane there, so that's going to be a track limits warning for UK Ball. Maybe that is why he's so far down the order. That is a bit of a weird one from the Brit there, the replacee of Nuba Nunes. He's down in P7 as it stands. But speaking of the lapped cars, they are now officially caught up to the back of the safety car. So I think this lap will be the lap See the safety car's on the right hand side of the track. That probably means that it's time to go into the pit lane. Your boy, a bit of smoke coming out the back of his car. I'm not sure what that was, but they are now moving through the later stages of sector 3 and now into those final few corners. So I'm pretty sure we'll get the notification on our screen that the safety car is about to come in. Yes, we will. Safety car ending this lap. The safety car is in this lap as we move through the final corner. Your boy's already gone there and onto the straight they go. Cameron could get the move on the Frenchman there. He's had a brilliant restart. Almost a second clear already. Bunch of movement down there. UK Bulls up into 6th place. Gonzalez fighting for 4th as they make their way into turn 1. Gonzalez to the inside. Oh, contact between him and the Ferrari. Aaron Connolly is not, Leclerc, sorry. He's not going to like that one. They are both fighting for the championship this season at the moment. And there goes Leclerc. He's looking to put the pressure on Gonzalez there. He's right behind Oyinkro into the uphill section. That was very close between the two of them. Almost a dangerous move there made by him. And there goes Leclerc. Gonzalez round the outside once more. And then Leclerc to the inside. Brilliant battle between these two as they make their way through the next section. Safety car. And it's Namzar. Oh, split between the middle. And there's Skittles off the track. I am Turbo. That was a very ballsy move from him. Skittles, he crashed into the back of him. But let's get a replay of the battle between Leclerc, sorry, and Gonzalez. A brilliant move to the inside from Gonzalez there. That was touch and go stuff between the two of them, but the virtual safety car has come to an end and we restart and we go again here. Ahmed Silla, he almost got to the inside of the Porsche on that restart. There is Gonzalez back to the inside of Leclerc and Leclerc back again. Yo-yo racing between the Ferrari and the Red Bull. UK Bull is trying to get involved here. Can he make the move on Gonzalez here sooner rather than later? He was down in P7 at one point. He's up to P6 and now looking for P5 and beyond to hopefully get it into the top 4 and maybe a podium slot if Ahmed Silla's pace continues to deteriorate here as he's struggling, it seems, to keep up to the back of the Porsche here. Leclerc, he's not too far behind. Now there, he's looking to get up into the points. Ali is the last one there as Ethan goes to the inside and Lando Norris covering off the gap between them there. UK Ball now onto the straight. Can he get the move done on Gonzalez? Yes, he does. And they're side by side for a brief moment. But there goes UK Ball. And Sam now, is he looking for the move on his teammate now? Oh, a wheel dipped onto the grass and they go into turn 1. Side by side, the two balls. And it's going to be Sam who comes out the worst of that situation. On the outside, not much grip and not much room to work with. Leclerc leads this little train here of 4 cars, but UK Ball is right there. He seems to have the pace and he goes to the inside and there's a contact penalty for UK Ball. 5 seconds to his name now. That is not what he wanted, but he's got the position. Will he give it back to Leclerc? It seems. I don't think he will, and that is going to be 5 seconds worth of penalties to his name. Skittles pits. I think he had a front wing damage to his car, so he's probably going to be lapped sooner rather than later at this stage in the Grand Prix. Sammy looked again to get the move on his teammate, probably Red Bull, telling him to just ease off the pace and let Gonzalez chase up the field and sit behind him for now, because Gonzalez, he needs that top 5. He needs probably the podium to limit the damage enough, because Oyinkro's not looking to show any signs of slowing down in this Grand Prix at the moment. As Oscar Gonzalez onto the straight, he's starting to fall a bit behind these two. UK Bull still not giving back the place to Aaron Connolly. Leclerc, I keep making that mistake, but he's not giving the base back to Leclerc. He believes that he made that move fair and square. That might get reviewed after the race if they have the evidence to prove so. But Gonzalez is starting to just about pull away and get the move done on Leclerc. He goes around the outside, gets it done, but it's a 5-second time penalty. I'm not sure what for. That was a bit of a weird one. Was he off the track to make the overtake or something? But he has been given the penalty here. And that is not good for his race, because when he pits next, if he pits next, or if he doesn't even pit, he is going to be added 5 seconds to his race time now as they move through sector 3. Collision now is out of the Grand Prix. Both Mercedes, they were given orders from the team principal Safraz to not crash. No incidents needed for the rest of the season. They had just gotten out of debt and now they're back right into it. That is not good for the Silver Arrows here. But in much bigger news, that's brought up the virtual safety car once again here. So we're going to get slowed racing now. That is, I think, 8 DNFs, 9 DNFs maybe so far in this Grand Prix, where the virtual safety car seems to be ending in just a bit. It ends now. Marshall is back into the points. Ethan into the points now. Probably where he deserves to be after that qualifying session where he could not get the lap right. But UK Ball and Gonzalez both with time penalties here. Chapeau Leclerc, he looks to be on for that P4 finish just outside the top 3 have looked to be extremely fast this weekend. But our Mercedes still falling back from the Porsche for some reason. They have got a much better car. Oyinkro's falling back from your boy and Silla's falling back from Oyinkro. So that is a bit weird here from Silla. He started on pole as well. He seems to have the pace this weekend to beat out your boy. And he beat him to 3/10 to pole position. So it was going to be a very interesting battle between the Koenigsegg as we thought. But as of now, it's looking like the veteran and the 2-time champion is showing him up here in Nigeria, as there was almost a move for position for Arslan Ansari there, but nothing doing so far. Ethan still in no man's land, just about there, over in top 10. There goes Aaron Connolly through the first corner. Of course, not much action at the moment in this Grand Prix at the moment. No one seems to be close to each other. No overtakes at the moment, especially not for the top 10, as there go the 2 Braun GP cars side by side for a brief moment there. That was very close between the 2 of them as they now make their way through Bridge 1 and then into the ORW Bridge and now into the downhill section. Could Sari make a move for 12th place, but they are both probably going to want to work together to get up now into the top 10 later in this Grand Prix. They could be on for a double points finish, which would be the first one in a while for Braun GP. Of course, they had their highs last season back in 2031, where Sari was fighting for that championship, but of course came short. And in many people's eyes, it was the people's champion Sari was, the man from Honduras. But now, unfortunately, Braun have not supplied him with a sufficient car to go again and fight for the championship. But Gonzalez has. Of course, he wasn't fighting for the championship last season, but Red Bull were with Oyinkro, and now he's fighting against his old team here for this championship this season. But of course, there might be bigger fish to fry and bigger teams to worry about, as your boy has now officially lapped the first car in this Grand Prix. You said it earlier, Skittles is now officially lapped here. That front wing damage certainly didn't help. He probably would have been right behind Arslan at this point, but an extra pit stop means they had to lose more time, especially with that front wing change, and now he's down in dead last place and probably won't be going to the points anytime soon, unless there is another safety car in this race which could change anything and which could change everything, as Oyinkro now, he has decided to come into the pit lane once again off those hard tyres, which haven't really, you can see the degradation, but he could have been on them for a bit longer, it seems, as he comes in now. This might mess up his race a bit, because last time he pitted him too late. This time it seems a bit early for the pit stop. He's onto the soft tyres now, and will Aaron Connolly be able to get the move on him on the straight? It doesn't look like it. Oyinkro's moving through into turn 1, the downhill braking, as now Gonzalez, he is up to 4th crucially. So if there's a safety car, it could change the dynamic in this championship season. At the moment, Gonzalez would gain a substantial amount of points, but even more, it would be both Koenigseggs catching up exponentially on this Porsche, who leads the championship at the moment. But still, the top 10 remains the same in terms of drivers, but positions are a bit different after Oyinkro's pit stop there. UK Ball sits up in 3rd place at the moment, but Oyinkro, he is chasing down Sam, but surely Sam has a few tricks up his sleeve. Red Bull, you know how they are with the tactics here. Sam could be asked to hold up Oyinkro here as they go on to lap 21. These guys are increased not too far behind of Sam on this straight. And up ahead, it's just Chapeau Leclerc. So Oyinkro could have gone for a good strategy here towards the end of this Grand Prix. He's pitting early, maybe the offset could allow him to make some early overtakes and maybe hold out till the end of the Grand Prix. Maybe even go for that undercut on your boy up ahead. That's probably the main thing that they were worrying about when they were making the pit stops. But you can see just about closely in the mirrors, you can see Oyinkro just about behind him now as they make their way into this uphill section in through sector 2. There is Oyinkro right behind the Red Bull. What will Sam do? Sam tries to cover him off, and they've got the big collision there between the two of them. And that's a virtual safety car. Oyinkro, the championship leader, out of the Grand Prix. He tried to go to the inside. Sam cutting across the track, turning in early. And that is them both out of the Grand Prix. This is big news for the championship. It's only Oyinkro's, I think, it's not DNF'd very often this season, but this is a crucial one, not a time that he wanted to DNF. That is very, very bad news for the Porsche garages over there. One car left in it, and it's UK Bull, and now Gonzalez and the Koenigsegg's are going to be living the dream at the moment, as the red flag has finally been called. FIA took their time there with that one, but everyone will be into the pit lane now. Saw Sam airborne for just a second. Marshall will need to make sure he's okay. So everyone has been able to change tyres here. Super soft. Those are the tyres that many have gone for here, as we go to 5 red lights once again, and this time Armadillo straight to the inside, covering off his teammate. That was very aggressive. Twice he started on the front row, twice he started first, and this time he gets it right. Yobi tries to look for the outside line, but it's not enough. As UK Ball now, could he be putting the pressure on up ahead of this Koenigsegg here? Could he do what Oyinkro could? On lap 1, you can see him going around the outside. He gets up into 3rd place, 2nd place now, and your boy takes it back just up into that uphill section there. That was almost a big overtake, and there it goes. Charles Leclerc, he was off the track. Ethan hitting him off the circuit there. He's been picked up a 5-second penalty, and now from 3rd all the way down to 6th position here, it's 5-second penalties. So Charles Leclerc, he is on for a 3rd place finish. But more importantly, if Lando Norris can get the move done on Charles Leclerc, he could be on for a first ever podium in his rookie season. He's looking for it, faking to the left, going to the right, going to the outside. We've not seen moves into this corner on the outside line, but he makes it happen. He gets it done, and they're side by side onto the straight. Can Lando Norris finish this move off and get himself up into the net podium? As it stands, Lando Norris now, he's super clipping early. He backs off into turn 1. That was very close between the two of them there, but Norris, he's still going to be hoping to make the move on the Ferrari. He saved up a bit of an extra bit of energy as they make their way through the ORW bridge now. Gonzalez, he's up into 3rd place. I didn't even notice that. And here comes Lando Norris. He'll be hoping to get the move done. Gonzalez will be hoping to hold off from UK Ball until the end of this Grand Prix. As there goes Iron Turbo, he's been done by Marshall. Up to 9th place he goes. Your boy, he is falling back now, as they're side by side up ahead between UK Ball and Gonzalez. Both of them struggling for grip, struggling for traction, and now Gonzalez here, he's looking to the inside, a big lunge on the Porsche. He gets back up into 3rd place now, and the UK Bull, he's going to get him back right on that straight. Yo-Yo Racing once again here on the long straights of Nigeria, and there goes Connolly to the inside of Ethan into turn 1. It's a simple overtake, no contact between the two of them there, and he's up into 5th place. Charles Leclerc, he's been really messed up by that red flag. He pitted, I think, and now here comes Charles Leclerc. He's looking to the inside of Ethan. He's not going to be enough. He's just having to sit behind, but then he can sit behind because they've got 5-second penalties. He doesn't need to take any risks, but the guys up at the front do need to take risks. UK Ball has to pull away from the train here, but he's keeping Gonzalez in, he's keeping Connolly in, he's keeping Ethan in, he's keeping the guys behind in. So it's going to be a very tricky task for the rookie, the F2 championship leader, as it still stands. Of course, he's quit F2 to race full-time for this season, at least, for Porsche, but he's also the FE champion. As there goes Charles Leclerc to the outside. He tried what Lando Norris did, it almost worked, but this time it doesn't. Ethan, he just had the traction, had the battery. Charles Leclerc trying to replicate what was done to him just a few laps ago. And now Lando Norris, he's looking to the outside, off the track. A bit of a unseen gap there from the Brits as they go into turn 1. Lando Norris, he needs this podium. He wants this podium from McLaren, who are bankrupt at the moment. So he's going to be looking to the inside pretty shortly. He goes for it, and there's contact between the two of them. And now it's Lando Norris out. Charles Leclerc survives it. He's kept the car going. How has that happened? Lando Norris, he was too eager on the inside, had to get the move done. That was probably his only chance there, but he failed. Too punchy, it seems. Just barreled down the inside and clipped his rear wheel on his front wheel. And now that sent him out of the Grand Prix. 12 DNFs in the Grand Prix at the moment. The virtual safety car coming to a close and coming to an end. And that means that as Charles Leclerc is just 5 seconds now away from Ethan. So that means that the 5-second time penalties, they effectively don't matter at this point. It's looking like UK Bull could be on for a podium and could be on to stop Gonzalez from gaining too much on Oyinkro'sRacingWorld's championship lead, which was taken away from him by Sam earlier. It's hard to say who was at fault for that one. Oyinkro'sRacing went for a gap. That was certainly there, but Sam did kind of turn, and we don't know what the consequences of that will be as Arslan. He's looking for the move, and I am Turbo even more. He goes to the inside, switching from the outside. There he goes to the inside of Wyatt Marshall. Big move there from the Indian on the Brazilian there, and now here comes Marshall. He's looking for the inside once again. Arslan in behind. He's still right on his bumper as they move through the Bridge 1, and now up this uphill section into the left-hander. Very sharp there, you have to be careful. And now Turbo, he's forcing out that Hussein racing car, allowing his teammate to come through, and now they go side by side into this section. Almost contact between the two Brauns, and now they make their way into sector 3. They are both up into the points. They work together almost this entire race. I am Turbo from P21. He is now up in 9th place at the moment. And sorry, he's looking to go for the move. He's looking to go to the inside, but he's just going to sit behind for now as they go side by side on the straight. But it's not going to happen. Arslan now, he's got the battery. Can he go to the move? For the move on the inside line before they get to the corner and gets the overtake done on the Braun GP car of Sorry. They're still kind of side by side into turn 1. He's looked to the outside line. There goes Sorry, but it's not enough, and it's going to be a move made from Arslan up into 10th place in this Grand Prix. Not long left, just 3 laps including this one. And as Armatilla moves through those last few corners of this lap, it was very close. They're looking desperately for this overtake to get up into the top 10. Of course, he was in the top 10 originally. He started P6, I'm pretty sure. So he'll be dying to get the move done and dying to get some points here for Braun GP. But now it's just 2 laps left now. We're on the second of the two, the first of the two, as it's going to be Silla in P1, your boy P2, UK Bull P3, followed by Gonzalez in P4. They've all got 5-second penalties from 3rd down to 6th. Connolly P5, Ethan in P6, and then Charles Leclerc, he's more than 5 seconds away now from Ethan. He's got surely a lot of damage to the car, so it's not going to be possible for any heroics of P3 at the moment. Then we've got Marshall in P8, followed by Turbo P9. Then we've got Arslan over in 10th position. Sorry, just behind him outside the top 10. And Skittles, he is in behind them all. He is in last place on track, but he survived this whole entire race, so it's a bit of a, not impressive, but still it's respectable for him to have made it this far in the Grand Prix. As now Ahmed Silla, he'll get us going for the final lap here as he rounds the final corner, moving on to lap 29 of 29. The man who starts on pole starts the final lap for us here. Will we see any last lap overtakes for the final points positions? As a train, a big sandwich of those BMWs, and there is Turbo. He's been given a 5-second time penalty, collision with Marshall, and that means he'll probably be outside the top 10 come the checkered flag, and he's been done by Marshall there. Too desperate to make the overtake for 8th position now, and Sorry will probably get that point that he wants here. Your boy fast in sector 1, but he's 4 seconds away from his teammate. and UK Ball, he is further back from him as well, down in third position, 10 seconds away from the ultimate race leader. But Ahmed Silla, he started on pole. It looked very shaky. He didn't have the pace this weekend, but got lucky with a few safety cars. And at the end of it, after the red flag, he played his cards right. He played everything right. Covered the inside, covered off his teammate, and he beats everyone today on those worn super soft tyres. He wins the Nigerian Grand Prix and closes up that gap for not just him, but for the whole of Koenigsegg too. The championship leader, who is Oyinkro, is out of the Grand Prix. Gonzalez will also gain up a pretty good gap to the championship leader at the moment. And in behind for the points, no overtakes on this final lap, but it will be I Am Turbo serving that 5 seconds at the end of this race added to his race time. He'll finish behind Marshall, behind Arslan, behind Sari, and probably even behind Skittles here. Depends on how fast he finishes this race. He will finish behind Skittles as well, so that is disappointing. Well, the end of the race has come. Ahmed Silla taking victory here in Nigeria. 2 seconds to his teammate. Yobe tried to catch him on that final lap. He gets the fast lap of the race, but of course doesn't mean too much. They both gain up in the championship. So it's been an impressive race today. UK Ball coming home for that third position there. So Ahmed Silla celebrating, coming out the car, jumping into these engineers there. Brilliant stuff from the Italian here. Him crossing the line. He crossed the line in stunning fashion. Brilliant victory for him. Some could say deserved, some could say not deserved, but it's still a win nonetheless. And it's another win added to his tally. I think that's his 5th win, 6th win. I'm not too sure, but it's a Koenigsegg 1-2.
Covering off that McLaren of Summerfield as they make their way into turn 1. Namzar is still leading, but his teammate Delwald, and there's a bit of a collision to the Rouge. Namzar still ahead, but Delwald just keeping his foot in there as they both press on the battery as they make their way down the straight. And Namzar forced off the track. They're still side by side. The only difference this time is that Namzar is weakened on the straight because Delwald will have the DRS. Brilliant run on the Mercedes as they make their way through on the straight. It's a lot of overtaking here, but as they go, will he get fully ahead there? No, he doesn't, and they're still side by side. Summerfield's off the track for a brief moment. Namzar cuts it off, and into he's gonna squeeze his way by on the inside, but there's still hard tires, what I can see from up there. Yes, he will be. That's a 5-second penalty which he has to serve, and he gets the move. He's out of the Grand Prix, and he's out just in that sector 1 section as they make their way through. You can see his car smoking in the background. That forced him off the track through that second left-hander, and goes into the chicane, still making their way down to the right-hander. Very tight braking here, and Safraz just trying to squeeze him up, making a move back up into P4, and his Safraz being skaters are favoring him. That's a 5-second penalty, just holding up the Mercedes long enough so that's close to the brake, and he squeezed it to the inside, and then they fell down into the Buster chicane, the final 2 corners, and it looks like Delwald will just get the Safraz moving. Contact there in the final corner. Safraz picks up a 5-second penalty, and Delwald will seal the move into turn 1.